Hey, it's Sam, and I'm making this video today about the full moon in Libra happening on April 23rd. It's in the nakshatra of Swati. And as you can see, it's this Venus ruled sign, which has to do with desires, agreements with people, mutual respect. Of course, this is coming after the recent solar eclipse that we had on April 8th up here in Pisces. And again, so this is the next lunation after that solar eclipse that happened. So it's happening in Swati Nakshatra, again, which is ruled by Vayu, who is the god of the wind. And it's the power to scatter and to disperse. It's related to the god Hanuman. So these are the things that I'm going to be talking about in today's video. So check it out. Please like the video. Clicking like helps a lot more than you know. It pushes the video higher in relevant video searches. Also, please leave a nice comment. Comments also help more than you know as it raises the video in searches. Many times with hundreds of likes, there are only a dozen comments and they can be disproportionately negative. So be positive. Let me know if you like this. Even just a few words really helps. So subscribe, ring the bell to get notified of upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. Indeed. And so as you can see, this full moon in Libra is happening on April 23rd. And this is a general forecast that I'm doing for everyone. But in addition to that, you can also get the full member forecast at the Examiner Lemurian level. I'm going to be doing this full moon in Libra for all 12 signs. You'll also have that. This is what you get at the Examiner Lemurian level. You get member shout outs. You also get very detailed live video of the upcoming month. You get new member forecasts for your sign. And the full moon forecast, which is what this is. And of course, there's also the Oracle 5D level, which is the full membership level. And you can also get a lower level as well. All you do is you just click at the bottom the join and subscribe button in order to do that. So let's get at it here. So we have this, you see this Venus, Mercury, Rahu, Mars are still up here in Pisces with this new moon. I'm sorry, with this full moon. But we have, so there's still that similar kind of Pisces eclipse theme going on. Mercury is also still retrograde. Venus is up here in Pisces as well. But we have a shift now, a definite shift with the sun in Aries in its exalted sign. It's joined Jupiter. And then the moon is here opposite in Libra. So that's what we have when we have the full moon. The earth is in the middle of the sun and the moon. So the moon will be full. So as the sun is going down, the moon will be rising, and it'll be a big full moon over the eastern horizon as the sun is setting. So again, that will be in the sign of Libra. That means that the stars, the constellation of Libra, will be behind the moon. Again, this is Vedic astrology, Indian astrology, which is connected to the correct zodiac, the correct sky. When I say correct, I mean literally astronomically correct. Hasn't changed in thousands of years, won't change for another 1,000. It's not based on the seasons and the precession of the equinoxes. Libra is actually the constellation or that section of sky where the moon is full. Now, again, you should understand this because, we already had the vernal equinox and all like that. And so this is happening right after the sun is in tropical Taurus. So again, if you're saying, wait a minute, hello, this is full moon in Scorpio. What's this guy saying? This is my bi-weekly hello. No, the sun is not in Taurus. The constellation of Aries is where the sun is, right? The sun didn't just move into Taurus, and the moon isn't full in Scorpio, okay? If you have an astronomy app or whatever, hold it up at the sky and you'll also see it's Libra. In fact, it's like 9 degrees of Libra, 10 degrees of Libra. And again, that's a nakshatra called Swati. The Indian zodiac is pinned to the nakshatras that start with Ashwini, and then there are 27 portions of space, and then the zodiac signs align with the portions of space. No, nothing debatable, nothing controversial. It's been done for thousands of years in every astronomy and astrology book. So by the time you do that, you see the sun is in Ashwini up here. By the time you do that, then this opposite section of sky is called Swati. And it's related and ruled by the god Hanuman. I'm sorry, actually the god Vayu, which is the wind, the word for the wind. And Vayu traveled around is very much filled with desire and movement and intensity. And so the air, like the air element, is very much related to ideas, thoughts, moving. And so this is the nakshatra that's right in the middle of Libra, right? Because the beginning of Libra is the nakshatra of Chitra, but Chitra is half in Virgo, half in Libra. And then the next nakshatra, Vishaka, starts in Libra and ends in Scorpio. So the only nakshatra that's fully in Libra is Swati. So it's right in the middle there from 640 to 20 of Libra. So this is the most Libra-like nakshatra is Swati. So again, Swati gives the power to scatter and to disperse. And so it's good for things like communication, public relations, advertising, and things that are related to getting the ideas out, the messages out. But that's on the worldly level. On the internal level, it's related to breath and prana. Air is, again, what we're breathing, and it's the life force, the vitality, the prana, the breath. And you could see here the symbol of Hanuman over here. He's a monkey, but he's also a great super not human. He's called Vanara, like a super monkey. But he was the king of the army of monkeys, the general of the army of monkeys, and it's a symbol of channeling the monkey mind and all of the ideas in the mind going crazy and scattering, like monkeys scattering, and instead you bring them all together behind this one powerful idea. And that's actually what mantra is. Breath and mantra are both related to air, because again, air is also related to ideas, thoughts, language. So sacred speech is mantra. Sacred breath also is pranayama. Prana is the force, and yama means to control the breath, to control the prana. So when you control the breath and the prana, you control the mind, and then the mind becomes the most powerful instrument you have. So this is all symbolized by Hanuman, who is also the great devotee of Lord Rama. So it's very much about service and being humbled. So this is also where the sun is debilitated, and it's where that power of the sun to be that radiant force of individuality becomes sublimated and becomes beholden more to agreements per the nature of Libra. As it says, Libra Rashi ruled by Venus, very much about desires, agreements with people. Mutual respect is most important, right? So, but again, you have to understand this full moon is reflecting back the sun's energy. And the sun is in its most powerful place up here, exalted in Aries. So wherever the sun is going, that's the focal point of the lunation cycle, right? Like we just had the solar eclipse in Pisces. The real, that Pisces energy and wherever the sun was focused is the, again, focal point of the lunation cycle, that 30-day cycle. Then the sun moves into Aries now, because the sun is in Aries, we're very focused on our own individuality, our own capacity, our own power, feeling hopeful, inspired as an individual, individually inspired. But we want to connect that individual inspiration and purpose with others. And so we're trying to harmonize that individuality of Aries with the feeling and connection of Libra, right? And so that's the nature of this full moon. And you see, we also have Saturn is aspecting up here. Saturn aspects the sun. It's also aspecting Jupiter, Saturn in Aquarius. So that's more of that air energy, which is very, prominent and powerful at this time. Again, because Saturn has been going through Aquarius since last year. And you see Mars just barely left and went into, it just left Aquarius and went into Pisces earlier this week. And Venus is about to go into Aries. So there's a lot of shifting that's happening. And again, I already mentioned that you can get this full moon in Libra for your sign, because depending on, like, this is the sign of Libra. Like if you're a Sagittarius, for example, that full moon is happening in your 11th house. And that's very different than if you're, Pisces, where this full moon is happening in your 8th house. Right? So you really want to understand, and this is the focal point of your life. Every 2 weeks, literally, like there are essentially 24 kind of touchstones throughout the year, full moon, new moon, where you need to be in alignment with the full moon or the new moon. And of course, the last lunation before this one was the solar eclipse in Pisces that everyone talks about, the eclipse, but that was just a new moon that happens every month. And the previous full moon was in Virgo, and it was the lunar eclipse that happened on, was that March 25th, right? That previous lunation was the lunar eclipse. And by the way, the people that were the examiner Lemurian levels got the full moon in Virgo lunar eclipse forecast for their sign as well. So you can get that. Again, it's very easy. All you do is click below the video, and then you get this pops up, and then you just join. You just select your level, like Oracle 5D, the Visionary, Pleiadian. The Examiner Lemurian is this level here. But again, most people get the Oracle 5D because that also gives you the weekly Vedic forecast. As you can see here, these are the videos. These were just uploaded. Actually, I'm recording this on April 21st. You see, these are all the member forecasts for this week. I already did the Vedic week ahead, April 22nd, Vedic Panchanga every day based on the Vedic astrology of the Vedic Panchanga, the Nakshatra, the Tithi, the lunar day. This is the week ahead where I went through and just explained this upcoming week where Mars went into Pisces, Venus goes into Aries, the Mercury retrograde. So I already explained that. So again, this is for all members. There's some case studies, Trump and Biden case study, that's at the Oracle 5D star level. So again, a lot of people getting this membership now, but I definitely encourage it, particularly on these lunations, because you need to understand how this is going to impact you. So for example, if you're Taurus, this full moon is happening in your 6th house. It's about effort, hard work, showing up for the difficult work, let's say, but and not running from it. Sometimes that sort of people, that sort of negotiating with other people and not just being in your safe little comfort zone for a Taurus person, sometimes that's the hardest thing, right? So again, that's very important to understanding how this cycle will affect you. And if you're seeing this on another place, you can go to samsmembersite.com, type that in, and you can get this window here, and you'll get the video that pops up, and you can join the channel. But anyway, back to the forecast. As you could see, this sun in Aries, very much about your own individuality moving forward. That's the focal point right now. So you may be feeling very, very, like sort of coming out of a fog. We've kind of had our head in the fog of the eclipse, and we're coming out of it now. But especially the last month and a half or so, that fog of the eclipse has been heavy. Because there was also the eclipse in Pisces, which is also like waking up from the dream or something. So you can see the sun went into Aries like 10 days ago from the 23rd. So it was like on the 13th. So since then, sun in Aries is definitely like the cloud is lifting. Like waking up and getting that cup of coffee or something, right? But there's still quite a bit of Pisces energy. Mercury, again, is joined Rahu. And again, I talked about that in the weekly forecast here that I just did, this week ahead forecast that I do every week, by the way. Every week there's a week ahead for all members. Talked about this Mercury Rahu was exact. Mercury stationed on Rahu the whole week. So you could still be feeling a lot of this Pisces energy right now, even though it's this full moon in Libra. Obviously, Venus is still in Pisces as well, but it moves into Aries on Thursday is the first full day. But Mercury retrograde, pretty much the whole week, right on Ketu. I'm sorry, I keep saying Ketu, Rahu. So we're still feeling a lot of that Pisces energy, but it's like the fog is lifting. And the sun in Aries is saying, okay, now let's get forward. Let's start moving forward now. We've been in this eclipse for a while. Let's start moving forward. And this moon in Libra is like, okay, maybe we can connect with other people again and come out of our shell, come out of our like sort of dream state, and show up and actually connect with people, right? I don't know about you. This past weekend, I had a nice weekend, spent a lot of time around people outside. It was a really nice weekend. I played in a tennis tournament, which was a lot of fun. Got a couple wins, got out there, and aside from me winning, a lot of people that I know in the community, in the tennis community, it was nice to get out around people. So we're starting to get that sort of activity and energy instead of just sort of being shut in. So some energy lifting in general right now, because there's been a lot of heavy, intense energy. So feel yourself more as that powerful and glorious individual with that sun in Aries now. Again, sun in Aries, like, yes, let's get out there and do it. Let's take a chance. Let's put ourselves out there. Moon in Libra, which is, we still want to be connected. It doesn't mean we have to just burn everything down in order to be our powerful self. Saturn, again, in Aquarius is still giving us that sort of cultural focus, and he's aspecting Sun and Jupiter up here. There's still quite a bit of Pisces energy, which is also very good for authentic spiritual practice and authentic spiritual connection, right? Because this is what Pisces is about. And Mars going into Pisces is making us kind of like the spiritual warrior now for the next 6 weeks or so. And again, I talked about this in great detail here in this week ahead. And every week I touch base and I check in again, because when I do it next week, Venus is going to be in Aries the whole week. Mars is going to have been in Pisces, and then Mercury is going to be moving into Aries. So it's good to stay ahead of it all the time. But again, right now, the big event here, every lunation is a big touchstone for us all. This moon in Libra. Libra is, again, about agreements, being humbled, not just about your own individuality. It's about feeling respected, appreciated, and also making sure to respect and appreciate others. And also this Swati Nakshatra, being of service, being, devotional, being devoted, and again, putting it out there in a larger context, and really things like the power of the breath, mantra, and all those things I said earlier is also very much indicated by this full moon. So again, I hope you have a great week, and really think about, if you're not a member, joining at the Examiner Lemurian level, or even at the Oracle 5D Avatar level, where you get all kinds of case studies as well. I had deeper member case studies for the Key Bridge Eclipse, Popes and Kings. I also have a few more case studies this week that I'm going to be doing. I've been busy with my certification course and whatnot this week, but we're going to get back on it, and we have a lot of great things ahead. So we'll just leave it at that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel.